1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move. Whatever click you choose, you better. So yeah, man, it just might be time to do an old intervention on Dubs, man. Hey, hey, lately, man, Dubs has been, basically just tripping out, man. Dubs has managed to accumulate a lot of individuals who dislike Dubs, man. And, it's damn near like we seeing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He make these videos in the daytime trying to kick all this wisdom and this knowledge. And then at night, Dubs get to drinking and sipping and he just turns into a different person, man. We are really seeing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, man. But let me show you guys, because it seems like Dub has finally admitted. I don't know if it was intentional or he just had too many Bud Lights or whatever it is he likes to drink. But it seems like he finally has admitted or confirmed that he was on an SNY, and if he has in the past, I haven't seen it. I don't watch Dubs lately, but I'll see these videos popping up from time to time, man. So I had showed you guys a video where he said this one time. Let me refresh you guys' memory.
Have you guys ever noticed that of all the guys that call themselves exposing Dubs, every one of them, not one of them is a Southerner, not one of them is an ex-Southerner, not one of them was ever in any circles that I was in? You ever ask yourself, how is that possible that they're so knowledgeable?
So you see there, he said it's mighty funny that you haven't seen a Southsider or a former Southsider expose him, right? So basically he was trying to say that, or at least what I interpreted as, he was basically trying to say that with all these dudes talking this stuff about me, nobody has come out to say that I told, nobody has come out to say that I was on SNY, so on and so forth, right? So a couple of nights ago, I don't remember exactly how long it was, I happened to get back in the house, right? I turn on my computer and just so happened, first thing that pops up is Dubs is going live, right? So I'm gonna keep it 100, right? I watched a couple of minutes of it and I just so happened to catch the part where he said something along the lines of, hey man, if that dude wanted to, and at this point in time, when I'm watching him, Dubs is drunk, he's doing what he does when he gets that alcohol in him, he's acting a damn fool, and he's saying that, hey man, talking about some dude wanted to fight him or something, but he was basically saying, hey man, this dude should have called me out when I was in Cashapp on D1. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar, Calipatria, sometimes called Cashapp, at that particular time had been turned into a SNY yard, a sensitive needs yard or protective custody yard, right? So Dubs basically confirmed it himself by saying that, hey man, whoever this dude is, he should have called me out. I guess the guy was saying he was there with Dubs, right? So I had showed you guys a video a while ago where you had L from A Prisoner's Awakening interview a dude who claimed that he was on the SNY yard. He said Calipatria, D yard, 1 building with Dubs. Now, around those times, Dubs will always make these videos, my status, or he'll allude to in the video that he's going to finally talk about him going SNY or whatever. But during the course of the entire video, he skirts and dances around the whole issue, and he really says a whole lot of nothing without saying anything. He just talks and talks, and maybe one day I'll talk about it, and that's pretty much the most he's going to say, right? But anyway, like I said, man, he finally has admitted, or at least the first time that I seen him admit that yes, he was on a SNY yard.
He was better off calling me out in Cashapp in one building, but he knew better. He was in one block in Cashapp with me. I was out on the tier every day. If you were feeling froggy, you should have hollered at me.
So now what I'm gonna show you guys is I'm gonna show you guys a good portion of the interview that L done with the dude who said that yes, he was down there on the SNY yard with Dubs, you know, and according to this guy, Dubs is acting entirely different from how he was on that yard. And I think that's the problem, that you have a lot of people who take issue with Dubs. That's the problem, that a lot of people speak and they mention that, you know, for one, Dubs came out on his channel one way, and then at a certain point, he just turned into a tough guy. He started, you know, talking big because I remember seeing some videos when he first came out. He said he wasn't going to have war stories on his channel. There was a video when he, you know, he basically applauded Wes Watson and said Wes Watson was doing good, you know, and he said he wasn't going to talk about this, he wasn't going to talk about that. Then at some point in time, man, Dubs just, his whole persona switched. You know, he started calling people rats and PCs, pesetas, dropouts, and all that old type of stuff, right? And like I said, that's crazy work for an individual, knowing that he is all of them things himself. You know, Dubs went to the SNY yard. Dubs dropped out. Dubs debriefed by his own admitting when he went to the board in the lawsuit that he filed, you know. And so it's just crazy, right? But without further ado, man, let's get into that video. If you want to watch the entire video, I'm going to leave a link. When L interviewed a dude who said that he was on the SNY yard with Joker, is who he was going by back then. So anyway, man, let's check the video out.
All right, guys, here we go, man. We got somebody that's calling in that wants to set the record straight as far as a certain individual. I've been alluding to it for like about a couple of weeks. You know, like I said, people have lives, we're busy, but you know, it was going to happen when it needs to happen. So go ahead, my boy. The stage is yours.
All right, what's up with it, everybody? Welcome to Al's new video.
Video. Cinco de Mayo.
Video, man. So anyways, yeah, you know, we got all this bullshit going on with this fool Joker, who, you know, everybody on social media knows as Dubs. So let me just go back a little bit and let everybody know, you know, why I'm coming up, to let it be known that the dude's SNY. I was with him in Cashapp.
So sorry to interrupt you. Let everybody know, bro. Like from the very beginning, where you were at, and when you first, your first memory of seeing this cat, and go from there.
Oh, I was Joker, who you guys know as Dubs, and he was there in 2015. I remember him in 2015. We were in Calipatra State Prison, DR, which is SNY. We were in one block. And yeah, I was there. He ended up rolling up. I don't know where he came. I think he came from Ironwood, the other SNY was there. So, you know, Calipatra, my first yard right there, SNY. So I remember seeing this dude. I mean, he was nobody, just some little old heap or some little old man, just, you know what I mean? He just rolled up. He wasn't talking, he was just being whatever at first, you know? And after a while, he became a porter. He just run around and just be a little dummy, just, you know, run his mouth. Not talking hard like he does, like the way he acts on YouTube, that ain't Joker. That ain't Joker.
Yeah,
right
so yeah, explain to us, okay, so when you say that he was like a nobody, and he was a porter, whatnot. Explain to us as far as like what was his demeanor, what was his day-to-day characteristics, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know there was gangs over there and everything.
Demeanor was just being a clown, always laughing, just being dumb. If you ever see his early videos that he made on YouTube, that's basically what you got. But just, you know, he was just with his little dumb laugh, that's it. He was just a little gossiper. That's it. That's all he was. He was humble, whatever. You know what I mean? And he never ever talked any kind of high power shit. Which a lot of the debriefers over there don't. So yeah, that was his character.
So what would you say? What would you say as far as dudes? Okay, so everybody on that side knows who, because everybody hears. From my experience, I was on 1 yard as well. As far as like, but everybody knows that anybody that goes over there, everybody knows each other's business. At least if they came from the THU and things like that. So when you mean like all the debriefers and they stuck to themselves, why did they stick to themselves, my boy? In your opinion?
Oh, so I didn't hear the last word.
Why did they stick to themselves, the debriefers? You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Well, you know what? A lot of them feel guilty for whatever reason. So let me tell you like this, man. Okay, when I was there, this is straight to Joker, to Dubs, who's probably listening right now. He knows who this is. I ain't gotta put myself out there on social media. I was right there next to the shower. My Sally was the homie Slayer. Joker know who he is. Slayer, come on, Lamppost, whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, Joker knows who it is now. So yeah, we were right there. So there were a couple other homies right there from like Santa Barbara, the county that wherever county they're from. So what Joker used to do, he used to like talk to them all goofy and shit, you know what I'm saying? So he used to try to always impress them. You know, oh yeah, hey, home, hey, you know what's up, babe? Oh, the Pelican Bay. Like, man, that's how I used to be like, no one cares. So as far as the briefers, right? Like me personally, I didn't fuck with the briefers. A lot of people don't because we know they're snitches. But it's like every debriefer claims they didn't have to go through the THU or, tell people names. So a lot of them stick with each other, I believe, because, well, you can't really say all of them do, but there's some who do, and those are probably the most scariest ones, the most fakest ones, all the way around. Because you got some debriefers that they go over there and they get into, the little politics on that side too.
Yeah, and the crazy part is too, just to add a little context. A lot of them cats, man, like this dude claims that he was working in positions of power and things like that. Dudes on the other side, bro, are waiting for these dudes because they made llamadas on these cats, either through favoritism or hating on them and whatnot. Do you believe that's the case as far as dudes on the other side waiting for certain individuals that put them in a cross or force them out politically and things like that?
Oh, you mean like the briefers?
Yeah, I'm saying like the dudes that are already on the other side. You think they were waiting for debriefers that put them in the hat and whatnot, and all of a sudden?
Oh, okay. Man, you know what? Man, it depends. You know what I mean? I haven't been in a situation like that, but I'm sure there is. But then some people don't take it personal.
Exactly.
Some of these people never knew that individual personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But like as far as this who Joker, I mean, man, he was straight chub, homie. I mean, he was with his tail between his legs.
He was a porter. He was a porter. Yeah, you said, right?
Yeah, he became a porter. He was a porter over there. Yeah. So he used to run around. After he got a little comfortable, he used to run around right there at the little podium with the CO. So the CO Alvarez and Ramirez. No, Sandoval and Ramirez. Yeah, he knows them. They know his little pussy ass, So he used to always be over there, man. Alabama. I don't know what the fuck he would say. He'd be right there. And then, what it is when you're a porter. So he'll be over there running around the shit. He'll be, he was going to his little classes, whatever, that's cool, whatever. Yeah, little chronos, you know what I'm saying?
Anything wrong with that? Ready. He's trying to get out, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be holding his little Bible, running to church, walking across the yard. People will call him, hey, let's go to church, hey, let's go away, gotta go away. He don't want to associate with nobody like that. But he'll be at the gambling table with all the weirdos gambling with the J-Cast, fucking.
When you said
sex offenders and shit, and he talked about that crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So he used to be over there, and a few times a couple people wanted to smash him. So you a porter call him, hey. And another thing, man, he was a little gossip. Back then, when was it when Tonito got killed, like 2015?
Tonito. For those of you guys that don't know, I mean, some of you guys do, but if you don't know, Tonito was an ex-Mexican mafia member that got killed. And Centinela, right?
Nah, Calipatch.
In Calipatch, okay, one of those two desert prisons. Okay. He that was there's a big controversy in that, and that he wasn't supposed to get killed and he got killed. But go ahead. What was his opinion on that?
Well, I remember when that happened, right? So that was like a big thing all over California, regardless. So, yeah, we're right there. And I remember we went on lockdown. Everyone always asked the porter, hey, what happened? He walks in, we're on lockdown, man. We're on lockdown, man. They killed the homie, they killed the lethal way. Yeah. He's over there like glowing about it with a little smile and shit, like kind of giggling about it. And here he goes again. Oh, I do it personally, man. Do it personally. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he was running every cell. Hey, they just killed someone. Yeah. And there was other debriefers there. I guess he knew some of them. I guess when they're probably in THU together. You know what I mean? You see them right there together. Just probably bullshitting, probably all nervous. He used to act nervous and shit. You know what I mean?
That shit makes sense because even like how he acts right now, like he acts like this. Like I said, like this who had the audacity to call me a peseta. You know what I'm saying? I've been truthful and upfront from my whole story from the beginning. And this dude had the audacity to call me a peseta and fucking my paperwork doesn't stack up to his.
So trip on this, man. So let me tell you like this now. Now let me go back to why. So, I pushed out. I got out in 2019. I left. So, man, I wasn't really up on YouTube. I started fucking with YouTube a little bit. And I said, just see little thumbnails. I started looking at little other stuff. So I see little thumbnails coming up. Some dude right there talking about, wow, Folsom Prison. Everything the thumbnail was Folsom Prison. So I started looking at it, and I was like, it's all right. I was like, all right. I see the name Dubs. I'm like, this looks familiar. And I'm thinking, man, who the F is Dubs? I'm like, man, I know a lot of fools from these, man. I'm like, who the hell is Dubs? I never heard no damn Dubs, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kicking it. So one day, he said it one time. He was like, yeah, and my Joker is Dubs. I'm like, man, that is Joker. That is that fool from Santa Barbara. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry to interrupt you real quick. What do you think about this comment right here? Because I at least wanted to address one comment because I knew there was going to be somebody in here that's going to say some shit, right? He says, y'all really some haters. Why would he be talking high power on an SNY? At least he didn't get At least he didn't get fucked into a new SNY gang. Y'all lame, okay? I mean,
let me tell you why, right? Here's the thing with people who were down a long time, people who got busted and were validated, a lot of weenies were validated and shit, right? So when they get like that, they get out there. And they tell people from their area who are younger, don't know better. They try to convince them to look at them like he does on YouTube, convincing all these followers who don't know nothing, to manipulate them and thinking he was somebody. So the reason why they act like that is because they try to make themselves look more than what they were when they were on the general population, when they were on the main line. We all know that. I ran into so many people who I knew. And when they get over there, they talk a good one. Yeah. It's like they hear a lot of stories. They might have been around a lot of shit that happened from the main line. And then, they just try to put themselves in that situation. So a lot of these the briefer, especially this fool, he was acting the way he was because it was safe for him to do it. That's why, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah. So when you were talking about, before I interrupt you, my bad, on that comment, I mean, that was just obviously it was somebody that's swinging off, on their, that I wanted. I call balls and strikes. You know what I'm saying? I call it like it is, bro. And I definitely wanted to give at least one negative comment. Their little 2 seconds of fame. But you said, oh, that's Joker. Go back to what you were saying when you were seeing them. Oh, that's Joker. Go ahead. Go from there.
So look, man. So anyway, so there was another homie there. He's from that area and shit. You know what I mean? Bozo. You know who it is. So, but my Sally used to be right there, and I should hear him go over there. He could talk to him, and I should ask him like, who this fool? Who is this fool, homie? And I talked to him a couple of times. I asked him, hey, do you know so and so? What the hell? Like, oh no, he know. So I must have talked to him a couple of times. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But I was like, man, who a clown, homie, goofy and shit, little nerdy ass, goofy ass fool. So he's always good there on my Sally, trying to tell him. My Sally didn't care for none of that shit. He's like, hey, what's in my paperwork for my case, thing? I said, like, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one cares about that. So let me go back real quick, though. So everyone knows something. So when I see this dude on YouTube at first, he's being humble and shit, whatever. And then, I started noticing the change. The glasses came off, face getting fatter, started getting a little beard looking like a pervert and shit,
Using just for men.
And then I started seeing them do these lives, getting crazy, calling people out, calling people possessed. This is when I started saying, hold on, homie. This fool lied. This fool's a straight fucking debriefer. And that shit was kind of like, nah, homie. So I reached out on his lives and everything. And I'm telling him, hey, Joker, you know who it is, what. Send me an email, whatever, and then get at me. I get blocked quick. I get on guns, get blocked. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, cool. Now, what are you saying right now?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just listening to what you're saying. I mean,
oh yeah, but I heard him get at you one time, like you're a sad thought, you rolled it up. He's really convinced. I'm like, man, this fool got nerve, man. This pussy ass fool.
Hey, look, and like I told these guys before I even put you on here, like literally, bro. You know me, you had conversations, and not too many, barely like one or two. And you know, I felt you out and everything, you know, and I know that what you're saying is true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna put anybody, no disrespect to you, but I'm not just gonna put anybody on my channel, because I've had other people throughout the last couple of years, not the last 2 years because I was gone from YouTube, but even before that, they told me that everything, details about this cat, and to me it's like, well, that's none of my business. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But this cat wasn't acting that way. He wasn't acting like, you know, hey, your channel is puny. I'm talking about my channel. I'm talking about anybody that talks shit on him. Look, this one has this many views, and I have no views, no little subscribers and more views. Like, it's like, damn, that shit got to his head so much that they think they're famous. They really legitimately think they're famous, and just because
what it did,
what
it is, when he gets all man, he has an impoverished ego. He's very, you know. So all the years he studied how to manipulate people, but he's really weak. So I tripped on him calling people sad thighs, you rolled it up, talking hard. So my whole thing here is I'm kind of Joker. This is everything I'm saying is directly to you. He's listening. This is to you, Joker. On Slayer Sally, we're right there, 109, 110, next to the shower, wherever style that was. So it's like, man, don't try to front. You be on them block people and all that shit. That's weed shit. You're a debriefer. And you know, that other dude gets on and he exposed them too. But it's like, it's the truth. If this dude does, Joker would have been straight up in the beginning, and I would have seen him, he would have been like, oh yeah, I would have been, oh yeah, I know that fool, man. All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That would have been commendable. He's not hiding nothing. He's showing, you know, trying to show he's reformed, you know what I'm saying? And I would have just been like, all right, cool. Whatever. But then I start seeing this clown, this little fraud, you know, talking big shit. I'm like, dude, the way you're talking, you did not act like that. You never raised your voice one time when you was over there in Cashapp, DR. A couple of times, man, people were like, man, I'm gonna smash this fool, man. He be acting all weird as shit. I want to run this and that. I'm like, man, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't get what they want to do, but
who said that? Who said that they wanted to smash him or someone else?
No, they want to smash him.
Okay. You don't have to say names, but do you have any idea?
Yeah. No, it was a little too virus who wanted to smash him and shit just because he didn't want to run something.
So how did he act? How did he?
It's so homie, but the whoever tripping in. It's so the whoever tripping in. Do something new.
I was just gonna ask you, like, how did he act? I was just gonna ask you, how did he act amongst the gang members on the other side?
Oh man, he stood away, man. He stood away, but he was like, as far as Cali, I don't know how he was when he was in Ironwood, whatever SNY he was at, but when he was in Cashapp, nah, man, hell no. Every time when people be at the handball court, he foul something, he'll be like, oh, go in. He'll be gone. You'll see him over there. He'll just be looking around, being all nosy and shit, you know. Yeah. But he didn't go around like that. He didn't go around nobody. As far as like the SNY gang members, he didn't want to be around that. You know what I mean? A lot of people could be like, fuck that fool. A lot of people didn't like that fool. He was just a weenie. I'm telling you, he was nobody. He was just Joker. That's all. That's it. Just a little fucking CO boy, a little CO pet. That's it. He knows.
Yeah, that's
crazy. All I'm saying. He had this and that. And then a lot of stuff coming out. You know, you got a lot of people out there like, oh yeah, you know, he didn't debrief. And like you mentioned earlier, and someone else mentioned, everybody he told on when he debriefed, all that was put, you know, inside the C file, but on the 1030 confidential informant. But a lot of people who he told on, a lot of those 1030s, we don't even get copies of them. So that's why you do an ocean review every so long, and then they would have got it. They would have knew it was actually him, but they know he wrote it up. He knows he did.
Yeah.
and like, yeah, man, he knows what it is, man. It's straight weenie. And then I heard him getting at you one time talking all this shit. I'm like, man, that other dude he be going live with, I don't know what the fuck about that. You don't know nothing about that dude. But I mean, I think he let his status be known.
So if you paid attention, you will hear the dude say early in the interview he also was at Calipatria on D1 with Dubs, man. So it's crazy, you know, how he just describes Dubs. Dubs is according to him, man, a Bible thumping, church attending, relatively quiet individual, you know, who doesn't want any problems, who doesn't want any issues, right? He's just trying to get up and go home. And so now he has got out here, man. He just, you know, I don't know, man. Has the fame went to his head mixed with the alcohol or whatever, man? But you know, yeah, it might be time for old Dubs to get an intervention. And like I said, man, if you want to check out that entire interview, I'm going to leave a link to the description. The interview was done a while ago, actually, on L from APA, a Prisoner Awakenings channel. So go check that out, man. Anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.